Okay, so it didn't do what I hoped it would do, but it really doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do, this is the satin stitch. It's just a simple heart. And when it's done, I'll come back. Okay, so the satin stitch finished. So what I'm going to do is try this again. I'm going to go back. It's okay to delete. Let's see, I'm going to go back. I'm going to choose the heart again. This time what I think I'll try is just a running stitch, because what I want is an outline here so that I know where to place my fabric. So I'm going to raise the hoop. I'm going to pull it off, and then I'm going to place it on the middle two. Okay, now that I've got it in, I want to always double check to make sure that my fabric is not stuck underneath. It's still threaded. I'm going to lower the pressure foot and go ahead and see what happens. So now my hope is that it'll just do an outline of a running stitch outline. Okay, that is exactly what I wanted. So now what? I'm going to just cut a piece of fabric here, and you want it the same size as this outline stitch. And these fat quarters from Walmart are great because you only need a tiny bit. I just cut a tiny bit here and set this aside, and then what I do is I use this Heat and Bond light. You can get this at Walmart as well. It's just over $2 in the notions section. And again, I'll use my paper scissors. Just cut this. And get that out of the way. And all I'm going to do is turn this over. And you want the rough, bumpy side down on the negative side, I guess. So you lay it down. So this is a great tool to have. You can keep it right here on the table or the desk. It's just a little iron. And I use this protective, I think it's a self-healing mat. So I just quickly iron. You want to press down kind of hard. You want to make sure that you get it on there really well. Okay, and then set that aside and just carefully peel off. And you'll notice that there's some shiny on this negative side of the, make sure you get it all off. All you do, really simple, you can actually, let's see, let's lower that. Oh, okay. And then we'll cut that. All you do is raise the pressure foot, place this down. You want to make sure that it's the same size. And what you're going to do is you're going to do another running stitch. So lower your presser foot. Make sure it's straight. Hit go. And then I kind of just hold it there just so that it doesn't bunch up. It is so simple. So then I've got my applique. Now you've got it tacked down so it's secure. All I'm going to do is finish sewing. I'm going to lift my presser foot. and then unhook it. And get yourself some applique or embroidery scissors because they're small. They get into nice tight spaces. This is actually a great pattern to learn on because there's not a lot of tight corners here. And when I'm doing this, I like to get close, as close as I can without cutting it. And you just simply go around, and you want it as close as you can so that you don't see any of those under your stitch. And this takes practice. It's not hard, but in order to have it look finished, you really want to get close. Otherwise, you'll see all this. And I just go around until okay. It's just going in my kitchen. Okay, so now what I would do is remember where you started, because I'm going to put this back to finish this applique part. So it was on the center tube. I'm going to throw it back on here. This is always tricky for me, but it pops right on. Make sure you get all of your fabric out of the way. And then you're going to go back, you're going to delete that, you're going to start over, hit your heart, and then you grab the satin stitch, and you're already set. You lower your presser foot, and you go. Now this should give you the same satin stitch. Some people put water-soluble stabilizer, and you can do that too, but for this demonstration I'm just gonna do it without. But you can see how simple that was. While that's finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and show you the Embrilliance program. And this is the free version. Open this up, find the fonts up here. We're just going to choose a simple font. I really like this Grandma's Garden. It's really sweet. And we're going to make this towel for my mother-in-law. And we call her Nanny. So this will be Nanny's. We're going to set that. And obviously it's too big. Ooh, I wonder how you get that apostrophe. Anyway, we're just gonna make it fit. And that S is kind of hanging on there. So we'll just move it in so it fits. You can even do it some way, you know, cute like that. Just position it however you want. Maybe we'll just leave it for now. Okay. Grab it again. Okay, where's my... I'm not real familiar with this, but I know this is center, so we'll just grab it, and then we will save stitch file as, And then I'm just going to put nannies, and this is, oops. Good. Grand. No, that's garden. Okay, so then we're gonna save. Okay, it did save as a PSE. So we can go out of that. I'm not going to save changes because we've already. We're going to, hopefully it's sent here to my file. Oh, there it is. Good. So all we're going to do is send to your removable file, which is there, and it should be transferring. Okay, right here, and I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of wonky, but you're just gonna grab it, go to the pocket. You're gonna adjust because we're gonna try and leave it right in this section of the hoop. So you're gonna look at the layout. You're gonna move it down. See how it just moves down? And then you're gonna, it'll show you exactly where it's gonna be. Okay, and it looks like it's gonna be right over the top of that heart. I'm not sure if I'm crazy about that. Let's try it. Yeah, and that's the smallest I can do. Maybe we can move it up. Let's see. Nope. All right, so I think what I'm gonna have to do is come down. Let's see, move this up. And then we're gonna put it on the last two prongs of the repositional hoop. That's okay because and then maybe what we could do is move it up. Because I'd like to get Nanny's kitchen on here is what my goal is. I don't know if that'll happen. So let's see where that takes us. Okay, nope, that's still over the heart. But that's okay because we still have options. Let's move it down. Oops. Let's move it down to the middle. And let's see where that takes us. Yeah, it's still okay. Let's move it down a little bit more. It really is just playing with it to get it where you want it. All right, let's try that. So this will be the third step. So at least you're getting to see how this repositional hoop works, and that's really our goal. So we're gonna go ahead and start, and let's see what happens. All right, we'll be back when it's done. What I'm gonna try to do is fit a letter here, but for to be able to do that, I'm gonna have to pull the fabric out of the hoop. Let's see if it works. So I'll be right back. Go. Okay, so I repositioned the fabric on the hoop. I'm going to again place it on the bottom two prongs. Come on. There we go. Snap it in. Get all of your fabric out of the way. Okay, and so now I'm going to go out of this, delete it, go out of this. Okay, I'm going to go back to my I'm going to go back to my Brilliance program. It opens up and I've got my 4x4 hoop size. I'm going to go to the fonts. I'm going to again choose Grandma's Garden. And this is the 1 inch. I'm going to delete the ABCs and put kitchen. I'm going to set that. It's a little wide, so I'm going to bring the spacing in, and that should fit. I'm going to save stitch file as, and I'm just going to write what it is. Kitchen. Grandma's Garden. I'm saving it as a PES. Save, and it'll go into my folder that I've created, the embroidery fonts. I did the same thing with the word nanny. See, you can see there, nannies. I'm going to save it. Then I'm going to close the program. I already saved it, so I'm no. Okay, then I know I saved it in the embroidery folder. Here it is. And I'm going to send it to, I'm going to select it. Here, I'll do it again. I'm going to select kitchen. I'm going to right click, and then I'll get this pop-up that says send to, and I'm going to send it to my removable disk F, which is where my USB cord is located. I'm going to click that, and then we should be able to see, it here. See, kitchen. So I'm going to grab it, put it in the pocket, and then remember we need to adjust it. And we can do that with layout. And this will show us where it will. Oh, nope, yep. So we're gonna have to bring it down because we don't want it to go over our first word. So we'll bring it down, and that's as far as it goes. So we'll see. That might do it. Ah, that might be just perfect. It might be a little crooked, but okay. We're going to go ahead and try it. We're going to drop the pressure foot. We're going to push go. And this is the 4th move. So we had the first one with the satin stitch empty heart. Then we moved it. And we got the applique heart, and then did 3 stitches there. And then we moved it again and did nannies. And then I had to hoop my material, but I was able to do that. So let's see. Here we go. I'll be right back. So, we finished sewing. I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Just lift up the presser foot a little bit to get it all out. And I forgot to use a water-soluble stabilizer. And you can see how it puckered a little here in the corner. And it wasn't as neat around the edges, and that water stabilizer really makes a big difference. So I recommend, you could see that it kind of sunk in here, but that's okay. Nanny will love it. So 3 hoops. The first heart was the satin stitch all by itself, and we had it on these 2. And then remember, the second heart, we did a running stitch as an outline. Then we placed our fabric down. Then we did a second running stitch over the fabric. Then we cut the excess and then did a third stitch, our satin stitch, to finish it off. And then we went from these two to these two. And that's when we did Nanny. So we used the Embrilliance and did Nannies. And then, in order to get Kitchen, we unhooped the fabric and realigned it. We did the best we could and put it back. And then I'll just clip these. And real quick, these are your best friend, these embroidery scissors. You just get in there real easily. So thanks for watching.